Is this when you do something like this, do you have to see the image? Was this actual a picture?
It's a combination of pictures. I don't always see it until I start it. You know, it's like, so like this is a whole series that I'm doing on, it's called The Inkwell. And I did not, again, grow up with money. And so like the whole idea of like Martha Vineyard, and there's an area where black folks actually owned houses too, which was their second home, is like inconceivable to me. And so like talking to some of my friends who grew up, and every summer we go to Martha Vineyard, kind of fascinated me. But I did one piece that led to another piece, that led to another piece, and it's led to a series of works on, you know, like, and this was just like friendship. It's called, you know what it's called? It's, I don't remember why, because I had to add beach, but it's called Back Girl. And it's also using a little bit of collage, because a lot of times I'll paint the flowers, but in this case, it's like I saw a really nice arrangement of flowers. I just incorporated it into the piece. And I'm always wanting to exaggerate the flowers. I don't want it to be subtle, I want it to be bold.
This piece, this is awesome.
Thank you.
How do you come up with that? Just how you put it together. I mean, it has a definite structure. Then you have the flowers, like you say, you don't underdo the flowers. You painted those flowers. And did you start with the body?
I started with a body. You know what? Again, I saw an image from something that was in Africa, and there were these models, and they had on a nice outfit, but they didn't have heads. They had flowers coming out of their head, and I'm like, I love that concept. And this is the third in the series, because it was becoming and beginning, and then beyond. And I'm like, what is beyond? Beyond is something that's probably a little bit more abstract, so push it further, do something different with it. And so like I was going to do the universe like I did with this one, and then one day I was looking through my pictures, and I like to take pictures when I'm landing in a city, in a plane at night, and so I took several, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do something like that where his core, his center is a major city, and it's, expanding from that point. And that's kind of what the interpretation of the beyond is. It was I had already done space, I had done space a couple of times, so I was like, let's do something different with the light.
Wow. Now, so me being not to say a novice, but a novice in viewing what I consider to be like really, really great art. One of the things I was really excited about today is to be able to come and have you explain like you just did. And I think that with your scan bar here, with the music, maybe have art interpretation, in it. I just thought about that because that would help a lot of people who, because trying to get into the art, who want to know. Because when I look at it, I'm looking like, okay, now I talk to a lot of artists, and when I look at a piece, it's always some other things inside of it. And just like you were speaking about Maya Bailey, I bought a piece of his called Twin Flames. As a matter of fact, you commented on it, and I took a picture of it.
Really?
Yeah, it was these two twin flames, and I put them over my fireplace.
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Those pictures
They
look
were
like
supposed to be
were
there.
supposed to
Yeah,
be there.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
No, the way you designed the house and had that in mind when you put those pieces there.
I tried to get one of his pieces. I've been trying to get one of his pieces for like 2 years, but they were always slightly out of my range, just slightly out of my range. And as soon as it hit my range, I would call and he was like, hey man, it's already gone. And I was like, the Snoopy's gone, the Coach K got it. I'm like,
you know what's funny? Like, and Maya will tell you the whole cartoon character abstract was my idea.
From the Flintstones?
Yeah, like, because he had done one. And I'm like, dude, you need to explore this because there's something about this that's just dope. And so, like, I think it was the Flintstone. And when he did, I'm like, you need to, because it's touching me here, but it's contemporary.
I wanted it. And I missed them. And when those two twin flames came up, and he said it was two of them, and he was like, this is the price, come get them. I said, hey, man, can I put them on layaway? You said no.
No, really?
Yeah, he was like,
Oh,
for the price that I'm selling these two for, and there's two of them together, he was like, they gotta go. And I was like, I'm coming. He was like, well, I'm gonna put a red dot on them and come and get them. And I went and got them. I was like, here's my card.
Hey, right. You know what? But tell me, like the truth of that also is, it's never a regret.
Oh, no.
You know, the only regret, and every collector will tell you that, it's the one that got away. The one in like, let me think about it. And they come back and it's sold, and they're like, I should have got it. I have a one regret piece that long time ago. And I looked it up like a year ago, because it was about 7 years ago. A year ago, I looked to see if she still had it on her site. And I looked at it like, I still wish I had that piece. It wasn't like I'm over it. I looked at it and said, yeah, I wish I had bought that piece.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's more like, I'm glad I got it, as opposed to, I don't know what I was doing here, but it's like, it's always, you feel good when you have it, especially when you put it in the house and say, this is mine.
Yeah. And when he explained some of the things that was in the picture, I would have been sitting there looking at it forever, just enjoying it. But when you have explanation to it, like the explanation to this would help people, because they wouldn't look at this and go, man. Now every time I see this, I was like, there's a city there. You know, for touching down, you know, it's the landing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So it's out of all of these, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I do. I was saying that before. We can go to it, because it's actually, it's like, it's the collaboration. See? And I love the idea that everybody has their own. It's not everybody saying that one in the corner is everybody's favorite. That's Mark, the owner of the gallery.
It's so dope, because when I look at this, I just think of while we're all standing here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like how much magic happens inside of the female body, you know, and how we birth a whole universe.
Yeah.
And all the that's a whole galaxy there that she is going to create. And it's just amazing. The female body is just amazing, and I could look at her all day.
Yeah. Her face was completed. And I thought about it and like, you know what, I'm not addressing the pandemic at all in any of my works. So I went back and I added a mask to her. And then the same thing happened here. It's like, I want a mask on her. I want to, like when somebody looks at it a few years from now, they'll know what happened.
It's the cutest thing ever.
That's just too cute.
Yeah, so my favorite is all the way at the end. So this is it right here. And keep in mind that, all right, so how we did it, like I have a friend of mine who's built the boxes for me, that one over there and these two boxes. And so I went and I bought the canvas, but it's a wood panel canvas. And my guy took it home, measured it so he can make the boxes. He brought that back to me. I spoke to Kenya, and I kind of said, give me an idea what the palette's gonna look like and everything like that, because she had her pieces at home in her shop. I had the pieces in the studio. I'm like, I gotta get started so that when you get it, I'll put it in place and hopefully it'll all fit. And so she brought it in, and this one I didn't do anything to when it came to the painting. Yeah. For this one, when she brought it in, I added that leaf and I added that pink, you know. And it kind of, it brought, but then just before Mark came to pick it up, the owner of the gallery, I'm like, I know I've been avoiding politics on this one, and like not really, and I'm like, you know what, it needs to ship, and it needs the flowers. And so I ran and I laid them all out, and then I sent it to you and said, what do you think? And you said, go for it. And it's like, okay, so then I ended up mounting the flowers in it, but I think in both of these pieces, and now it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But at first it was like, it was going to stand without them. And also with the slave ship, so like, am I gonna hide the slave ship on that piece? Or am I going to, like, I wanted to put, yeah. But that dress, the dress and that color. And like, if you look how close that blue is. Yeah. And these blue flowers were sitting in the studio already. They were already in the studio.
So like they made out of the same.
It's so good.
Like it's so close.
So I love this piece. I love this piece.
I love it.
It's so good. It was excellent to put the slave ship on the top.
Yeah. Thank you.